Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Welcome to Fairfield Today, friends. Glad to be with you. Paul Jasson, and exciting time here in Lancaster and Fairfield County. The second half of the show today, we'll talk to Jolyn and Pugh about big brothers and big sisters. This is a big year for them. A lot of events coming up. We're going to talk about that. But when we talk about big events in Lancaster and Fairfield County, the big two are, in my mind anyway, are the Lancaster Fair and the Lancaster Festival. And today we're going to talk Lancaster Festival. We're pleased to have on with us again with an update, and it really will be an update now. Deb Connell, who's the executive director, and Deb, it's been kind of a whirlwind week or so here for you.
Yes.
We'll talk about that, about what went on, but golly, I mean, it's exciting now when you can let the names out. You don't have to keep it under wraps anymore. It's out there.
Hard not to tell anybody. Yeah, it's been a really tough year to keep the secrets.
This and the people you've got coming in everywhere from the Elton John, what do we call that? That's
Elton Ron, who's
but it's got a name. That night is
the tribute to Elton John.
Band, tribute band there, and you've told me about that for a year.
Yeah,
how good this guy.
Oh, he's fabulous. He embodies Elton John like nobody I've ever seen.
Yeah.
As the costume changes, he's got the great voice.
So if you're digging Rocket Man, you're going to get to hear that.
Absolutely. Yeah. He is also, he comes with a great 8-piece band himself.
Wow.
But we're putting our string section from the orchestra with him. So
that's going to add so much.
It will really have that full Elton John orchestra sound.
Yeah. We heard Bad Influence might even be involved a little bit there.
Bad Influence, our favorite local band.
Our local tribute band.
Yes, our local tribute band. We'll be kicking off the night to get the crowd all pumped up and ready to go.
Wednesday night? That's the Wednesday, only Wednesday, I guess.
Wednesday, July 27th.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let's talk about what went on about a week ago. You had to keep it under wraps, and as I say, I know that was difficult for you because you just want to explode with all the news. But then when it comes out, we've got the video of you announcing it behind us yesterday on the bandstand. Wow, Rick Springfield. Lady A. Big names.
Big names. It's a big year. The board and I really thought that, with restarting the full festival, all of us being able to be together again after the past 2 years, it was time to take a step forward.
Well, just look at yesterday, how excited all you and Amy and Jack Genoso were out there. I mean, that was a big moment.
It was a big moment. We weren't able to hold our secret as well as I had hoped because everybody in the community is so excited. Yeah. To have a name like Lady A coming to our community, playing with our orchestra,
Grammy winners,
7-time Grammy award-winning, multiple. They've had more than 20 Grammy nominations over their career. They're current, they're relevant, they're popular, they're fantastic musicians. They're going to sound wonderful with our orchestra. So we are very proud to have them, and they're very excited to be coming to our community.
Well, it's just a big moment, and again, a great kickoff. And I understand that after you had that kickoff, the whole rest of the day was a media blitz.
It was.
Everybody, it really in Central Ohio, they're ready.
People are ready. People are excited. I think, not only because of the performers that we're able to bring in this year, but just because we are so excited to be all together again.
And we've got a picture of your posters. We'll put those up now. I mean, the one poster is the Lancaster. That's beautiful.
It is
Lancaster
beautiful.
Festival poster. That
drawing was done by our very first artist in residence, Christopher Santer, and it's the interior of St. Mary Church, the way it was in 1993. With the festival orchestra playing.
Being redone.
Yeah, it was just redone. We thought it was a great year to pay homage to our return to St. Mary. We haven't been there since 2019.
Oh, really?
They did their reconstruction.
Oh, that's right. They had a year off.
You know what? I'm wrong. We haven't been there since 2018. Because they were in the middle of their
and we weren't able to go up there that year.
We weren't able to in 19 We were in a different venue.
Just missed that. I mean, the window there was small.
Yeah. So then, of course, we couldn't have any. We didn't have anything in 2020. We couldn't have anything indoors in 21. So the return will be great. We have an incredible pianist coming from Cuba to join us that night. His name is Aldo Lopez Gavilan. He's a world-renowned classical and jazz pianist. So he's going to do 3 different performances. He's going to do the first cafe concert, which is out at Cheers. He's going to do the St. Mary concert with the Lancaster Festival Orchestra. And then he's going to do the opening of the first Saturday night for Rick Springfield with our orchestra. He's incredible. He does a little bit. He's going to be playing Rhapsody in Blue.
Oh, I love that. That is, as far as piano tunes, that is maybe my favorite. I mean,
the Saturday night opening will contain Rhapsody in Blue.
That's
which he's won national awards for.
And now that's at the Rick Springfield when the concert.
Yes.
And again, I've talked with this before. I'm somebody. It's all about the orchestra.
I know.
I mean, I'm all about if we and it probably the draw wouldn't be that much. That's probably I'm sure why you don't do it.
Yeah.
But I'm all about the orchestra. I love to hear them, and it seems like they're over and bring on Lady A. That's great, but the orchestra. I'm sure all the people are coming back. Gary is. He's whipped up into a frenzy.
He is. It's time. The great thing is this year we are celebrating the 35th anniversary of the orchestra. To have a professional orchestra that comes from all over the world to play together for 35 years is an incredible accomplishment, especially for a community the size that we are.
And now you're able to get them back together again.
Yes.
Like they say, the band's back in town.
Yes,
They'll be here.
The band is back. They can't wait to see each other. We will have some new members this year, unfortunately, because last year we had a half-size orchestra. Some of our orchestra members had to take positions with other orchestras. So we're going to be back in full force this year. I'll expect to see you at every orchestra performance.
I will be there. And I will say this is the Deb that I remember, who for the last couple of years it's just been a little down, a little different.
Yeah.
You've had to make a lot of decisions that when you had this job, you never thought you could.
No.
But now,
we're back.
This is the job you want to have here.
This is the job.
To be
this
over this
year.
Festival, this is the Lancaster Festival.
Yeah, this is going to be our year. Yeah. Absolutely. We're coming back stronger than ever.
Well, it's and the community is ready. And I think
ready.
you were telling me that right after you had your media blitz a week or so ago, and you hit everywhere that the phones were lighting up.
The interest and the traffic and the sales have been amazing.
Well, it's the community is ready to go out and party.
It is.
They're ready to go. I know you've got your finger on that pulse far more than me. But the cafe concerts, the St. Mary's night, all the things that people just love so much, they're here.
The full schedule will be back.
Wow. So
here we go.
And this is the job that Deb always wanted right here.
Yes.
The one you're doing this year. This is the real festival job.
I have the greatest job in our community. Who doesn't want to put a party on for 100,000 of your closest friends? Really, I mean, it's great.
And I saw Jared Tudor yesterday, and let's give a big plug for Ohio University. Ray Wilkes really was the guy that kind of had the vision early on that what a place that was out there, that amphitheater, that beautiful setting. And now this many years later, Jared has embraced that. He's a wonderful guy to have out there.
He is.
Very pro festival, but OU, you have so many great partners, and we don't name them all because I know we leave somebody out, but certainly OU par excellence. They're wonderful to work with.
They are great partners. I mean, we could not use and maintain that concert site the way that we do without that partnership. And I try to tell everybody the two things that make this festival such a unique thing is all of the different venues that we use, those are all volunteer venues. We typically don't have to pay to use those venues. That and the 400 volunteers that we have
400
that make this festival tick. We have 2 employees. We have 2 employees that run a festival of this size. That's unheard of. I get calls from all over the country asking, how are you doing what you're doing? And when I get to the point that I say, you're going to need 300 to 400 volunteers, they say, well, our community won't do that. Our community won't support it. Well, you know what? Our community does.
Yeah.
I get
And
phone
has every
calls and
year.
emails every day of people wanting to step up and become volunteers. And that's a wonderful thing.
And they're probably like everybody else. They're chomping at the bit
They
now
are.
because some of those
They
people
are.
didn't get a volunteer for the last
That's
couple of years.
right.
You didn't need as many because you didn't have the
Right.
events. But now it's 100% go, and so everybody's excited out there. We'll look for out there at OU. We look for all the little trolleys going around, the buses going around, taking people in.
Yep.
It's an exciting time again.
Yep. One thing along that lines I want to make sure that we mention so that everybody knows, we are expecting higher attendance this year.
Sure.
It only seems natural.
Sure.
We're going to add a shuttle service from the Fairfield County Fairgrounds parking lot.
Oh.
And from River Valley Mall. So we will continually run shuttles. We'll make sure everybody gets there on time.
Does one still go from Kroger's?
And we're not running one from Kroger
so this will
year.
be the two.
Yeah, from the Fairfield County Fairgrounds and from the River Valley Mall.
Nice.
Just look for the shuttle flags. It's a free shuttle back and forth, and we'll make sure you get there comfortably and efficiently.
And again, it's just remarkable how everybody comes together for this moment to make 10 days, 2 weeks. It all works.
It does. It all works. It works great. It's everybody's festival.
Fun time. I mean, get ready to party. I mean, we've got Elton Ron. Is that his name?
Elton Ron,
Elton
yes,
Ron
from Canada.
And I can remember you've talked about him for at least a year. How much you wanted to have. Did we almost had him and we had to cancel it out early on? Was that it?
Well, he was. We had him in contract for 2020.
Okay.
And we had him in contract for 21, and he could get into the United States in 21, but he couldn't get back to Canada. So he couldn't come because he wouldn't be able to get back in.
That's an issue.
Yeah, that's an issue.
That's an issue for him, certainly. Well, we are so excited. We'll talk more as we move on, but
Yes.
From your moment a couple of weeks ago when you were under the gazebo out here announcing it till now, and it's really building. It's exciting time. So good luck. This is the festival
Yes.
you thought you were going to get to head up, and it's
Yes.
going to be everything you'd hoped and maybe more.
Yes, yeah, this is going to be a big year. Thank
Deb
you for
Connell,
having me.
who's the executive director of the Lancaster Festival, want to thank her for being with us. And I'd just like to take a personal moment here, thank a couple of people. A couple of weeks ago, Tina Thompson, Down Home with Tina, had me on her show. And I was honored to be the Veteran of the Month, and I got to talk about honor flights and about veteran things. And I want to thank Tina very much for having me on. That was very thoughtful. I was very touched by her having me on. And then also recently, Honor Flight was a program out of the Lancaster Rotary, which meets Monday afternoons out at Ohio University, Lancaster, and along with Lori Cronin, who is really the go-to person on honor flights, Al Beavers and I were able to be out there, and we got to tell our story about how much honor flights meant to us and a little bit of our Army story. So I thank Al for being there with me. That was great fun, and Lori for inviting us out, but certainly the Lancaster Rotary, and then Down Home with Tina Thompson. Thank you very much for having me on. So just a little bit of personal pleasure right there. I enjoyed those two events very much. So that's Fairfield today, and we're glad you're with us, and we're going to be back with Big Brothers and Big Sisters in just a moment.
The Lancaster Festival returns for its 38th season, July 21st through the 30th. This year, we proudly present Rick Springfield on July 23rd and Lady A on July 30th. Reserve seating and general admission tickets are available at lancasterfestival.org, by phone at 740-687-4808, or at the box office located at 117 West Wheeling Street in Lancaster. For the full lineup, visit lancasterfestival.org.
Life is unpredictable. That's why estate planning is important. Estate planning provides you comfort and peace of mind knowing that you're taking care of your loved ones and ensuring your legacy lives on just as you envisioned. You lived a life that is beautifully and uniquely yours. You deserve an estate planning attorney who understands that and creates a plan as unique as you and in the best interest of your loved ones. You deserve the local, trusted, experienced attorneys at Dagger Law.
Fairfield Medical goes the extra mile to give attention to their patients, to their guests, anybody that comes within those doors.
There's no question that the staff there are all personally invested in seeing that I got the best care possible.
The staff was so comforting. I felt like she was in the best hands.
They basically gave me a second chance at life, and I'm going to make the most of it.
the Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. I want to thank Deb Connell. Exciting time now. We always talk about all the big events coming up. Well, there's not many bigger than the Lancaster Festival. It's up there with the Lancaster Fair and those kind of events. So thanks, Deb, for being on with us. We'll change it up a little bit and talk about one of our favorite guests to have on. We love talking big brothers and big sisters with the executive director, Jolyn Pugh. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
I know you have kind of new offices over at Connection West. Is that wonderful?
It is fabulous. We went from 883 square feet to like 2,300 square feet. So just that alone is going to open up so many doors for the programs that we offer to the community.
Well, it's big brothers and big sisters, as we say. Jolyn is the executive director, and you've made it through COVID. I'm sure that was a tense time for the last year and a half.
It has been, and we're still feeling a little bit of the effects.
Yeah, sure.
But we have the space is going to help us offer new programming and offer more to the programs that we already have. And so I think that'll help us kind of fully come out of that.
And one of the things I've asked a lot of people, and I just quickly ask you too, the last year and a half, you've had to do things that certainly you never thought you would have to do before. I'm sure you were Zoom meeting out. I'm sure you've had it with that.
We are.
But have you found things in the last year and a half that you've done that well, that's pretty good. Maybe we'll continue that even when we can do it any way we want. Is that been the case with you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, when your entire program is one-to-one relationships, it did change quite a bit for us. But the Zoom meetings means that a big and a little, they don't have to miss a week of seeing each other. They can
important.
Hop on Zoom and have a meeting together. Or the pen pals. When our high schoolers are writing notes to their little, and the little's writing a note back. That's an important skill that we don't do much anymore. Handwritten notes. So
we've got some events to talk about. The first one we'll go with is Big for a Day, and that's a new program.
It is.
Pretty exciting.
It is very exciting. So we have 117 kiddos waiting on our waiting list right now.
That's huge.
That is huge. That's the highest that it's been that I can find. And each day we get new referrals, but we're struggling to get bigs that match that. So the Big for a Day is where we're asking community members to come and volunteer their time to 2 hours a month to come and hang out with us and interact with some of the kids that are on the waiting list. We invite the kiddos. The kiddos are actually being told that it's called Little Night Out. And so they're coming for a night out. And they get to come and we play games and we have structured activities, but we also have some just free fun play. We serve dinner, and then volunteers come in and they're kind of matched up with some of the kids that are there playing with us. And it's really fabulous. So we did it last month. The kids loved it. We got a big out of it. Someone that came decided to be a big already, which is fabulous, since that's what we need. But right now, like 80% of the kids waiting are boys. So we really are needing to find some men to step up and say that they want to be involved.
And would you say 117?
117.
Wow, it's a huge number. What's the number over at your office of somebody? I know you big brothers, you can get on your social or on your search engine and you can find that, but what's the number at the office?
It's 740-687-9477.
Okay, so Big Brothers, Big Sisters. We give that a big plug. It's called Big for a Day. If you have interest in it, check online. They have a good website, very interactive. You can find out everything you need or give the office a call, and we'll get you that number again before we go. Another one, and it's my understanding that your Bowl for Kids, 36 years?
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm assuming that it's older than that.
Yes.
But
that's as
we
much
have
as
records.
you can verify.
Yes, that I can verify
That's
that
great.
in 1986 we at least had a Bowl for Kids' Sake. It was called a bowl-a-thon then.
Yes.
And then the next year it's kind of switched over to the terminology of Bowl for Kids' Sake.
And it's always been at Tiki
It's always
Lanes.
been at Tiki.
That's great for them. Good plug for Tiki Lanes.
It is, and each year it's grown. Like when you look back through the last years, it's grown, it's gotten better, it's changed, it's evolved, and it's so much fun.
Oh, well, it's always a great time out there, and the information is on the website about
Yes,
that, because
yes.
individuals or teams, you want teams out there, businesses, organizations, Kiwanis clubs, Rotary clubs, people can get involved,
Yes.
get a team up, and just really help the cause.
It is, and it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Like we have all Friday night this year, which is the night everyone wants to bowl is Friday night. And it's so fun. Like we have 3 sessions just that on Friday.
And that's coming up pretty soon, April 22nd,
April
so it's almost
22nd.
here. So again, go on the website, find information, call you at the
Absolutely.
office, call your office. Very good. 36 years, that's remarkable to have done it that long. That's
It is, and we're thrilled. We can't wait to celebrate another year with everyone in the community to come out and support the kids. And that's what it's all about.
And we'll talk about another important anniversary coming up. We'll get to that in a little bit. The other one I want to speak of is the Big Hunt.
Yes.
Is that like on TV where like the show?
It is. So it's
Survivor,
a mixture of Amazing Race.
Amazing Race.
And a
That's it.
scavenger hunt.
Okay.
So it's new to the community. We're very excited about it. I've actually participated in another Big Brothers Big Sisters Big Hunt from another state, and so it is a lot of fun.
You
so
like that?
I do. I like to be a little bit competitive.
Yeah.
So,
Shocking.
Yeah. So I do love to be able to have those moments.
Think it'll translate here well.
I do. Because it's going to be for Fairfield and Hocking County. So there's going to be activities in both counties. There's an app that you download on your phone, and it says, like, today's secret challenge is this. And you can go out and do a secret challenge.
People love that technology
Yeah.
involved with it and kind of get on your phone.
Yeah.
And Amazing Race and a scavenger hunt together.
Yeah, it's kind of together.
And when is that going to be? Later?
So it's going to be the month of July, and
Okay.
it's a month. So that seems like a long
Really?
time, but actually, if you have a team and you guys are working, you don't have one day that you have to spend doing these things. You can kind of spread it out as
Everything
as you
isn't
need to.
one day. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the month, you get points for all the activities that you do. So at the end
Very
of the month, the winner is based on who had the most
Sounds
points.
like great fun.
It
Now,
is.
we talked earlier about your bowling bowl-a-thon. It was once called Bowl
Yeah.
for Kids' Sake now, 36 years. But the big deal is, I understand, and you don't look that old, but you're coming up on the
Yeah.
50th anniversary of Big Brothers and Big Sisters.
We are.
That's amazing.
We are. So we started out with some different names. Back in 1972, we were founded for youth mentoring. So the name might have changed, but the mission has always stayed
Sure,
the same.
sure.
Is to provide kids with a safe and trusted mentor to help guide them. And so it's very exciting to say that we are coming into our 50th year in the community. And we just can't wait to be a part of this next year and kind of celebrate that.
Well, it's just pretty exciting time. Pretty exciting time. Going to be a lot of fun, and we'll talk more about that as we go on. Maybe we can even get involved a little bit. We'd love
I
to
would
do
love
a
that.
show over there and just talk to some previous big names in the Big Brothers and Big Sisters. But you're doing a great job, and we appreciate Big Brothers Big Sisters Executive Director Jolyn Pugh has been with us. Thanks for updating us. The number at the office is
740-687-9477.
And again, the Big Brothers Big Sisters website is an exciting thing. 117 kids, so and that's the most you know of since you've been here.
That I've been able. Yes, definitely in the last 5 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. So
we really
and you
need
especially need
volunteers.
guys. You need everybody.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes.
It takes a village, but you need some men to step up. And again, this Big for a Day, that could be a little get your toe into the water and get a little introduction.
Yeah, you get to meet the kids. You get to kind of see the things we do together, and it just is, It makes you feel great too. Hanging out with a kid, who doesn't want to hang out with a kiddo that's smiling and having a great time and just really appreciative of your time? So it's a really great time.
Well, it's going to be a fun time there. Jolyn Pugh with us. Thanks for what Big Brothers and Big Sisters adds to the community. You're a big asset to the community. These young people, the ones that are in your program, the littles. life-changing it can be for them. And for the bigs, too. I mean, I would say that a lot of the bigs, they go in there thinking, well, I'll go in and help a kid, but you find out that you get maybe as much or more out of it as the little does. You hear that all the time, I bet.
Every big says, I wish I would have done it sooner.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Well, get involved. Big brothers and big sisters. That's Jolyn Pugh with us today. 50 years coming up, 36 years you've been doing the bowling thing. Do you bowl out there when you do that?
Normally I'm too busy.
But I sound like there's a but coming here.
Well, but I sign up for a team. My family has a team. So technically my children, my husband, my family
they're
come.
probably all good.
Well, they should be after all these years.
But you are, decent? Or do you put the little bumpers on the lanes for this or no?
I used to be in a league when I was a kid.
Were you?
I was in a bowling league, yes. Yeah. So I can hold my own. I'm a little busy that weekend.
A kegler, you get out there and do it? You have your own ball and shoes? That's the key.
Not anymore, but I did.
But you did when you were a kid?
Yes,
when
it was bright pink.
Full in?
It was bright pink.
Why did I not shocked by it?
Well, it should have been green, really.
That's your color. That's you, green. Big brothers, big sisters, Jolyn Pugh. Thanks for being with us, Joe. We appreciate it. Thank you for being with us at Fairfield today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.